So you want to go from here to here and you think exercising will get you there. Well, not quite. Exercise is very beneficial, but there's only a certain kind of exercise that builds muscle.
When you don't have a spot, you either press the weight or you die.
But first, some philosophy for you to think about. Once you build this muscle, you never want to lose it, right? Do you still want to be fit and strong when you're 60? Of course. So now you have a very long time frame in mind. You have your entire life for this goal. Building muscle is a lifelong endeavor which hugely benefits from patience. You must have the attitude that you're never going to quit and that it's okay for this to take many years because again, you're a person who wants this for life. So we said there's only a certain kind of exercise that builds a significant amount of muscle. Well, what is it? Resistance training with a hypertrophic rep range. Let's break that down. Resistance training means exercises in which you're lifting weights, and that includes your own body weight. The hypertrophic rep range sweet spot is roughly 8 to 12 reps. That just means you want to be hitting an exercise whilst using a weight that you can do for 8 to 12 reps with good form. This is why cardio doesn't build much muscle. You're essentially doing thousands of reps with ridiculously light weight. This is why all those girls who follow those Instagram workouts never make any gains, because doing 50 squats with a 1 second tempo is not in that hypertrophic rep range. Before you do any resistance training, you have to follow the LEARN protocol. That is education, practice, training. Education means to absorb the knowledge from someone who's more experienced than you. So watching YouTube videos, reading online, or getting a personal trainer. You're getting an education right now whilst watching my video. This means you're going to be more wise when you go and start practicing. The most important part of education in terms of building muscle is to watch videos of the correct technique you're going to hit. Do not do any resistance training unless you do this first. So whatever exercise you're just about to hit, the best investment of your time is to quickly open up the YouTube app, search for that exercise on YouTube, and watch one of those videos where someone tells you the correct technique. The YouTuber will explain how to do the movement safely and effectively, and then he'll tell you some random cues. So that's what you have to listen out for. A cue is just something that he will tell you to do. So in the bench press, they'll say, retract your shoulder blades. They'll say which angle to keep your elbows at. If you just do this step, you'll get the knowledge of the correct form, which will mean that when you do these exercises, you'll actually build muscle and you won't just end up hurting your joints like your elbows. The exercises will feel good and it'll optimize your muscle growth. Form is genuinely the baseline. Without form, there's no point doing any of this. This brings us to practice. Remember the cues of the perfect form we just educated ourselves on. And now when you go and practice that same movements, you're going to keep it in your mind of exactly what that cue told you to do. If you want to build muscle in the target area, your form has to be good. Practice doesn't just end there. What we want is deliberate practice. That pretty much means that you want to be improving your form in every single session. You can set up your phone on a little tripod to record yourself and then have the videos of you hitting this technique and compare them to that YouTuber in the middle of your session after you just finished that set. This is deliberate practice. Or you can get someone more advanced to watch you and give you pointers. This is the huge benefit of having a personal trainer. Once you've done enough practice and your form is fantastic, which honestly will take about 3 months, maybe longer, then you can move on to training. Training is simply focusing on progressive overload. Whatever exercise you're doing, make it hard, heavy, or slow enough that you can barely do 12 reps. As in, you literally could not hit 15. Once you can do that exercise for 12 reps, make it harder, heavier, or slower. Now you can't do 12 reps anymore. That's okay. Go back down to 8 reps, train hard for a couple weeks or months. Eventually you'll be at 12 reps again. Make it harder, heavier, or slower, go back down to 8 reps and just keep on repeating the cycle. Sometimes you can do less reps with higher weights or higher reps with less weights. Those will still build muscle, but nowhere near as much as hitting it in the hypertrophic rep range. You'd be gaining more strength if you used higher weight and less reps, and you'd be gaining more endurance if you use less weight and more reps. Endurance literally just means you can do that thing for longer or for more reps. So for endurance, it would be like holding a plank for longer time or doing more push-ups, doing 50 push-ups. So if you want to focus on strength or endurance, you can, and you'll still make some muscle. For the purpose of this video, we're only talking about optimizing muscle muscle growth, and that comes from the hypertrophic rep range 8 to 12 reps. So now you know the very basics of training, hitting the exercises with the main emphasis of beating how many reps or weights you did last week. As a complete beginner, you really do not need to think about this section of training just yet. Focus entirely on the education and the practice sections. In fact, rewind this video and rewatch the education and practice sections again. This time, keep pausing the video, taking notes, and making sure to test yourself that you really understand that this is the most fundamental part, is to educate yourself and it's to practice the correct form. If you internalize the education and the practice part, you'll be so far ahead of all the other beginners who blindly start resistance training with no intention of improvement. Most of these guys quit because their form's all fucked up, they don't know how to do the movement right, and then they don't make significant muscle mass. But not you, because you're going to educate yourself and then you're going to practice first. So now you're improving your form every session through deliberate practice. You understand that you should continue your education and should keep on trying to learn new things about resistance training. Honestly, that's enough. That is the 80-20 rule right there. Just focusing on improving your form by comparing the videos you record of yourself to the ones that you see on YouTube and continuing your education, learning new things about resistance training will set the trajectory of your growth so much better than everyone else around you. I would recommend doing this stage for 3 months. Don't overthink things, don't bombard yourself with more things to do like changing up your diet just yet. If you get overwhelmed by changing your diet, by changing too much right now, you're most likely just going to quit because the lifestyle is too different from what you're used to. Remember what we said at the start of the video? This is for life. You have your entire life to build muscle, to improve your diet. Right now, the biggest focus is just getting you to show up to practice and hitting these movements with a safe, effective technique. That, coupled with ongoing learning, will mean that over the next few months, you'll gain enough knowledge to know when to progress onto training. In terms of your workout plan, my advice is simple. Choose all the muscles that you want to grow and find one exercise for that muscle online. So you want to grow your chest, you go onto YouTube and write chest bodyweight workout. And of course you choose push-ups. You want to grow your shoulders, you realize that you've got some very light dumbbells, so you go onto YouTube and search for shoulder light dumbbell exercise. Do this for every muscle you want to grow. Choose one exercise that you're excited to improve on and just focus on making sure your technique gets better and better through intention, through effort, through recording yourself, and then try and see if you can hit more reps as you go along. Do a couple sets of the exercise in every workout. So let's say 3. So that means you're going to hit the exercise, you're going to do 8 reps, then you're going to take about a 1-minute break. Then after that, you're going to do your second set, 8 reps, take a 1-minute break. After that, you're going to do your last set, the third set. Maybe you'll get 6 reps on this one because you're a little bit tired. There you go, that's your third set. 3 sets is quite a lot. It's 3 sets more than you're probably doing right now. So it will invoke some muscle growth. Set yourself an achievable goal of 3 workouts a week. If you do 3 workouts, fantastic, we celebrate, because that's probably 3 whole workouts more than you're used to doing. That is amazing, that is fantastic. We celebrate once you get to 3 workouts. After you've done 3 workouts and you actually feel pretty motivated to maybe do the 4th, do it. But just focus on getting 3 workouts every single week for the rest of your life. Every single Monday for the rest of your life, this goal resets. And you think, okay, this week's goal is to get 3 workouts before the end of Sunday night. The most important thing is that you don't quit. You keep educating yourself, you keep practicing, and eventually you'll know when it's time to start training. As for your diet, just eat a little bit more protein than you're doing right now. Maybe add some more meat to your plate or get some protein whey and have 1 scoop of that a day. And also eat some more vegetables, whichever vegetables you look forward to. Keep it simple for now and just remember that you have your entire life to optimize and to increase the intensity of this stuff. For now, we're just setting up that foundation for the future. We want you to get into your new muscle building lifestyle smoothly without feeling like it's too much work. If you enjoyed this style of video, turn on the post notifications right now and also go to the description. There's 2 links. You can take me on as your personal development coach so I can teach you all of these things on a one-to-one basis. I'll hold your hand through all of the training. I'll make your workout plan, your diet. We'll go through everything you need to know about building an aesthetic physique. That's the Fiverr link. So click on that right now if you're interested in the online coaching. And finally, I have an email newsletter where you'll get morning motivation from me a couple times a week. Every month, one person who's subscribed to that email newsletter gets picked out at random and wins 4 weeks of personal development coaching. So if you subscribe to that newsletter, you might win December's package. Take care and make sure you subscribe to me, please. I wanna reach 1,000 subscribers soon. Ugh. Life's good when you're muscular, boys.